Hi, everybody. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Sorry about that, guys. I'm like running around. I had to get like a couple things here and there. Aduko says, shout out to my mom. Happy birthday, despite everyone talking about us out of this world. You lovingly brought me into it. Aw, happy birthday to your mom. Shout out to Aduko's mom. Drop some hearts for Aduko's mom. Shout out to all the beautiful, wonderful mothers out there, especially Aduko's, whose birthday is today. Happy birthday to her. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for this though. Now let me share this with the people. Give me one sec, guys. We live now. We live now. Come on through. Um, you said is BJ mod here? I don't know. I think I haven't seen her. Is she in the chat? I know she was live earlier. Shout out to BJ. Lord have mercy. The trolling is real. They trying to troll us. They trying to troll me. I really don't give a shit. You guys know how I am. Oh shit. Hold up. Let me let the people know that we're live. Okay. So a couple things before we get started. I am gonna do a pre-recorded video on the Diddy 71 letters. Diddy 71 letters. Some of those are sealed, so we won't be able to look at them, but I will be doing a video pre-recorded on that. So we have a lot of reading to do on that. We live now. So have your notifications on for that one. I believe Diddy has a hearing this week. If and another one next week, I could be wrong. I feel like my days are off now. But y'all let me know what you guys think in the chat. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Belen in the chat. Belen, thank you so much for the beautiful support last Friday. I really do appreciate you. Thank you, love. Yes, hit the like button. Okay, let's get started. So I saw yesterday that there was a couple of like mainstream media channels such as News Nation giving commentary about the fact, like really asking the question, when is there going to be an arrest? When is there going to be an arrest in this situation? Or is there going to be an arrest? That's the question. And then I saw my friend SF Investigates post something on Twitter that I was like, oh, we got to talk about this, friends. We got to talk about this. So SF posted this about 12 hours ago. Shout out to him. He says, I think when the investigation is complete, we'll learn that Celeste had been deceased much longer than most people think. After speaking with a few neighbors, they told me that the car had been parked in the last location it was towed from for over a month. People claiming it was only 3 days are just repeating the law in LA County that allows towing an abandoned vehicle after 3 days. Anyone who lives here knows you can park on the street in the hills. There's no way they're towing it after just 3 days. Usually it takes missing a couple of weekly trash pickup days when it's mandatory to move your car from one side of the street to the other before towing happens. I did take this picture and put it on my thumbnail. He has a picture of the car. The coroner has stated that she was in a very advanced state of decomposition in a trunk. You're sealed off from oxygen and insects, both of which play a major role in decomposition. To reach that level of advanced decomposition takes time. It's possible the car had been moved around for a couple of months before the smell was too much for whoever was moving the car. We've all learned we're not dealing with criminal masterminds here. I think they could have even been driving that car around with her in it a few months ago and actually thought an air freshener hanging from a mirror would help. He circled the air freshener. You don't often see someone driving a $106,000 Tesla Model X with a Christmas tree air freshener hanging from the mirror, except for David's Tesla Model X. I've seen Teslas and I've never seen a Tesla have anything hanging from a mirror. Thoughts? I'm surprised he's not in custody. He says, shout out to BJ, but might point to another suspect. I don't think he did this alone. Thoughts? Like, let me know. Lord have mercy. Let me get some tissue, y'all. Like, seasons and stuff are changing. Give me one sec, y'all. Whew. Oh my gosh. This is what happens when you like dust and you're like, I'm dusting to clean. And really, you're like, am I just dusting to move the dust around? Anyways, let me stop. Oh my God. Like it really got to my nose. Okay. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shanna, thank you so much for becoming a member. Dorothy has been a member for 25 months. Shout out to Dorothy. Thank you, my love. 2 years and a month. Welcome. James just gifted 10 memberships. Thank you, James. Make sure you guys are dropping hearts if you've been gifted. What do y'all think? You said go on fugitive TV. A second body was found. Yes, there was a second body. We did talk about that, but it was not related to this body. It was weird. And BJ actually broke this down too. But that is a good question. I do have a question about this, y'all. Like, what are the, first of all, coincidences? You find two dismembered bodies. We don't know a lot about this other body, right? A lot of stuff is left for speculation, but who would hang a tree on their car as a Tesla for that matter? Put a one in the chat. If does anybody drive a Tesla in the comments? Like, would y'all be? I've never seen anybody who drives a Tesla hang anything from their little mirror. I don't know what it is. Does anybody do that? Shut your mouth. Really, 64 San Jose. TMZ is reporting that they have new information on David's case. He said he can't talk about it right now, but he needs to get more details. I think that that's just TMZ. I mean, maybe they do. I don't know because TMZ inserted themselves in here, but who knows? So Truth Seeker says, nope, you have two Teslas, but you don't got nothing hanging from your Tesla. I'm just saying. I don't know. Who has things, trees, first of all, air fresheners hanging from your Teslas? I've seen a lot of Teslas and I've never seen anybody hang an air freshener from a Cybertruck or a Tesla or anything like that. This is interesting, which is an interesting theory that I think that SF is putting out there. We don't know when was the last time Celeste was seen alive. Now, the only thing that we know is that he was supposed to go to the movies with her brother, right? That's all we know. I did hear about that, but nothing has been confirmed to say that that's actually the case. That's why I'm like, I don't even know if that's correct. I can't stand anyone hanging from my mirror or anything hanging from your mirror or your dashboard. It's an interesting thought, I think. Her brother said when he spoke to NBCLA, and I did talk about that article, he said that they were supposed to go to the movies and he never heard back from her. There's a bit of a time frame. I might have to pull that article again. I have a screenshot of it. Let me see if I can pull it actually. Hold up. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. I have so many screenshots. Thank God for files. Okay, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So let's stop sharing this real quick. I'm going to show you guys something. Screenshot. Celeste's brother told NBC LA Wednesday that family members who still lived in Lake, that area, I don't know why it always trips me out. I feel like I've said it so many times now I can't even say it, are grieving and were aware that the girl knew singer David. Matthew Rivas said when his sister disappeared that she was on her way to see a movie with him but never returned. That she was on her way to see a movie with him but never returned. See a movie with who? With the brother or David? The singer's tour was in y'all, my pronunciation, Minneapolis at the time of the discovery, with the stop in Kansas City the next day. According to the Instagram profile, the car was impounded after someone reported it was abandoned in the Hollywood Hills. They could have moved the car around. There's a lot that could have happened here. Yeah, what date does that? What date was this? This is what I was asking. They didn't ask that. What date was this that they were supposed to go to the movies? Matthew Rivas said when his sister disappeared, she was on her way to see a movie with him but never returned. With who? With David or with brother? Right. It's a lot. It's a lot. What day was that supposed to be? Call me crazy, but I foresee David's brother being part of this big. Ooh, there's different speculations. We don't know, you guys. At the end of the day, we really don't know. His car was abandoned in August, right before his tour started. Well, his tour started right around this time. Somebody said, "Hold up." Oh, the comments. His car was abandoned in August. Was it abandoned or was it left under somebody's care? He never reported it stolen, right? I don't know, man. It's a weird situation. It leaves room for a lot of speculation. A lot of people, I have seen people so far talk about this case from different areas of all of this, right? Like you have different people that wouldn't necessarily talk about true crime. I'm just amazed at the reach that a lot of this has had. Listen, I wanted to give some commentary and thoughts to this.
In February of 2024, somebody commented on David's TikTok and said, quote, waiting for LAPD to get your ass for messing with a 13-year-old girl.
You know what's so interesting is that major media would never have paid attention to like social media. They're having to, right? They're using social media as a reference, right? I think this case is kind of like that because it's a much younger generation than I am, that's grown up with social media. I could say that I don't know. For me, social media didn't really start until I was 18. Maybe when I had a phone and I didn't even have internet access on my Nokia brick phone with Snake. There was nothing like that. But social media, Discord specifically. Then you have the situation with Charlie Kirk and the Discord, right? You have this with the Discord. I honestly think people are going to start going down. There's going to be some legislation or something that's going to go down on the Discord about what's happening there and the conversations that people are having and the connections to minors. We just had a Roblox situation too.
Did that somebody know something about Celeste? I want to bring back our panel of true crime podcasters, Lauren Conlon, Pascal, and Shagun Oduoluwu. Okay, I'm going to start with you again, Lauren.
Ooh, shout out to Pascal, because Pascal made an appearance on News Nation. Shout out to him.
Isn't it surprising that we're not hearing anything at all about the investigation into a possible sex crime, given there seems to be ample evidence just online that these two met a long time ago?
Yes, that was my first thought, because normally we see, police arresting their suspect on something else in order to hold them. And this has not been the case. But something I keep thinking about here is that police really do need tangible evidence that they were in a sexual relationship. I mean, you said it though, at this point, her mother has confirmed she had a boyfriend named David. Her brother confirmed it. We've seen a lot online, but I go back to this. I really do believe that police, law enforcement are sifting through all of his devices to confirm this.
What tangible? Let me ask the chat, guys. Let me ask you guys in the chat, okay? What tangible things do we have? Tangible, okay? What do we have to actually factually say that these two had a sexual relationship? And I'm not, listen, I've speculated. In my opinion, I do believe that the deleted account in that Discord is Celeste. That's just my opinion. But what do we have to factually say? How are they going to tie this to her? Unless they find a phone and then they say, oh, phone connected. This is who it is. We have pictures? Okay. Pictures? Some of those pictures look like her, but then people are saying it's a decoy. It's another Celeste. Photo evidence, possible text messages. I do wonder about her phone. Like, I don't know about you guys, but nowadays it's kind of hard to find a teenage girl, a young girl, anyone in middle school at this point not having a phone tied to them, honestly. NJ, thank you so much for this $9.99. Hi, Rabbit. What Mexican mama allow her daughter to have a boyfriend at 13 or 14 years old? My mom would have broke my teeth. Well, I hear you on that. I'm gonna speak from my experience. Okay. In the culture, at least my experience. All right, everybody's got different experiences. I had very strict parents. And when I was at that age, I was 15 though. Excuse me, I was 15. I had an older boyfriend. He was 18. And my mom and my parents knew that I had a boyfriend. And instead of allowing me to like run around and run away and stuff like that, they kind of allowed him to come over and have a conversation. Now, they were young too at the time. You know what I mean? And it's a little bit weird because it's like in the Mexican culture, there is this like, for those, some of y'all can relate to this. In the Mexican culture, some girls marry young, you know? Now, was that a smart choice? I don't know if I would have, now that I'm a mom, I don't know if I would have allowed I don't think I would have allowed my child to be around an older guy or anything like that. But every culture, every household is a little bit different, you know? So that's why I'm like, ooh, I don't know. Now, I was not allowed to like sneak out. The only way I could see this boyfriend was there, even though it was frustrating for me. It doesn't mean that I didn't sneak out, you know? But every culture is a little bit different. That's why I'm like, it's so hard because unless you every household is run a little bit different. You know what I mean? But thank you, NJ, for this 999. It's very easy for people to project what they wouldn't or wouldn't have done. Unless you're in that situation, you really don't know. I have a lot of questions about this. What happened? There's different people that have come out. I had a cousin who was pregnant at the age of 13. It's a thing, you know. I don't know what else to say. And it also depends on the environment that you're at. So everybody has different experiences, you know what I mean? Yeah, I would say so too. A parenting issue for sure, but there's cultural aspects to this. My mom married when she was young. She was a teen mom too. But this is a different time frame, different times. So you kind of have to weigh that in. That's why I kind of look into that. But it's not a cultural thing. I don't know about that. I think that there's aspects to that, but that's just my personal experience. Yeah, things were different back then. You have girls that married young, but that doesn't excuse the behavior. And the thing is you would think that with time, people have evolved, but it doesn't even seem like that. It seems like people are regressing. Like, what happened? And not only that, we want to blame the mom and all this. This is the thing that I'm telling you. What about David? What about the adults that were around this child? You know? What about that situation? Like, it's very easy for us to blame, well, that I would have never known. But what about David? What about the man that was renting this house for David? What about, like, was he like checking to see how old or who was there? This is about Celeste. I know it's about Celeste. YKB Mac. I understand. I'm giving an example. We're talking about culture. NJ just made a comment about the Mexican culture. Yes, everybody's different. I just said that. Let's not be a smartass, okay? Thank you. Let's see. Well, the people responsible to keep her safe are her parents. That's true. Very true. Absolutely. I don't disagree with that. But what I'm saying is, like, let's not project. Let's also hold everybody accountable. Men rarely get held accountable for the things that they do or they don't do. Period. Even in my culture, even in that culture, we don't ever hold people accountable. Men get away with a lot of shit too. Sorry, y'all. Love you guys, but it's true. And David was pursuing a child. Thank you. Did he ever ask her age? Is he gonna say he didn't know how old she was? Come on now. And listen, y'all don't have to agree with me. You guys are entitled to your opinion, but let's keep it cute. I like having a different discussion with people. Come on now. But let's keep it cute in the comments, okay? I love y'all. Okay. But you're right. Nobody's calling this out right here, and I agree, Rando. It's like he was grooming a child. Okay. Yeah, and there's more little girls besides Celeste. You're so right about that. There's so many girls out there. It's the truth of the matter. Okay, sorry about that. So we kind of went on the tangent, but shout out to everybody in the chat, guys. And thank you, NJ, again for this. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. And I think that this lends itself for a bigger conversation, which I'm totally here for. I don't purport to have the answers to everything. I just feel like we all come from different walks of life, and we're not going to agree. What you view as your walk of life is going to be different than mine, you know?
But I go back to this. I really do believe that police law enforcement are sifting through all of his devices to confirm this. And something else, Ashley, that I've kind of been asking myself as well is how many people knew about this? How many people either looked the other way or were possibly complicit in their alleged relationship?
Yes.
Because I mean,
and even the parents could be complicit to that. If mom knew, this is the thing where I'm like, this is the thing. And I know that we've just got out of this conversation, but if mom was aware that David's age, let me tell you, and I say it now, you know, I have kids now. I see things a little bit different. Now more than ever, I think that the internet, social media is so ahead of me. I've had to be 30 million steps ahead, especially with my oldest, and he knows it too. Shout out to my oldest. Where I literally feel like I have to like go above and beyond, and literally not the way in which my parents went with me, just saying, right? But complicit could be the parents. If they knew how old this man was, she ran away. Why didn't they file any statutory rape charges on him? Why didn't they, you know, that there's the why behind it is there, right? To hold them accountable. If the school was aware that he was running away to this guy because of the friends, why weren't there any investigations on this? It's a great question.
Teacher, that video of her teacher saying that he knew that she was talking to the singer David, and also that video or a photo, I'm sorry, of David appearing in a parking lot that's right by Celeste's home, right by her school. He appears to be talking with another student. And listen, the rumor mill is going wild about that photo because now there are allegations that people did know, but they were being paid off. And those are completely unfounded. But
there's so many allegations, and you guys have brought those to me. Do y'all know how many emails I got? How many emails and messages of people that said this is what he was doing, and then there's more to this and that and the other. And there was a lot of people that knew about this, you know, grooming. I don't even want to call it a relationship. It's grooming. It's grooming.
Wanted to point out what was going on in the rumor mill. So yeah, I have a lot of questions about why there hasn't been an arrest yet on the fact that he could have been committing statutory rape.
I will also say this. A teacher is different than the rest of us. They actually do have a duty to report. It doesn't seem to me that that particular teacher who was online knew anything more than this girl had met a person on social media.
Well, I think it was Ashley Banfield saying this. I think it was the friends. So it's like third party information, right? So take that for what it's worth. Some agencies, depending on where the information is coming from, they may not value third party information. So if I remember correctly, the teacher said something to the effect of, where did he meet him? Social media. That their friends in this circle let the teacher know about this situation, this relationship. What comes out of here? What statements were made? Is this information of value to the police? Do they even give a fuck? Let's just be real. Police, there's a lot of truancy kids out there, a lot of kids that go on the run. I mean, literally a lot of truancy and a lot of kids that run away from home that are being harbored by other people. This is a real thing, guys. And I didn't even know how real it was until I actually worked in it. I was like, damn, all these kids on the run. Who's taking care of them? Why are they running? So many factors play into this. Honestly, it's the truth.
It falls on the parents at that point to really find out what their kids are doing. And if they don't come home for the night, you know, get after it, do something about it. But it's certainly not up to the teacher to do that. Pascal, jump into that, by the way. The ages. I know I just read the whole timeline, but it's so overwhelming to even me. Remind us about when they first met and what the ages we're talking about here are.
Well, what we understand is they apparently were talking around the time that David was actually 17 or 18. And Celeste was around 12 years old. There is speculation that maybe they started sending flirtatious text messages or DMs for her as young as 11 years old. But that's still speculation right now.
Well, 11 would be just unbearable. 12 isn't any better, and 13 is awful as well. But I do think about that little moment in the chat room, Celeste in here, and that was so early in the fall that it seemed when she answered Burke that there was a familiarity there, that they may have known each other before. And she Of course, her birthday's, September 7th.
And it's interesting because they're literally using the things. Shout out to everybody on social media, y'all, because they're literally using the stuff that a lot of us, a lot of people, a lot of the sleuths found, and then they're putting it together, which I just find it interesting. We get shitted on social media a lot for misinformation or this or that, the other, and they're literally using a lot of the things that we've called out, right? A lot of the information is out there. It's almost like a community policing that everybody's doing to find out. Things need to change with Discord, right? Like all of this played out in front of us. And you know what I think about too? I hate to put this out here, but this is why we have to keep children like Nova safe from situations like that. Children like Nova, okay? Because her mom is not doing this. Her mom is not going the extra. I'm sorry. And she's got her own stuff going on too. But children like Nova, it's no different. They're about the same age. Crazy.
So she would have been 11 just a few weeks prior to that. Shagun, missing multiple times. And it's possible that the police brought her back. That's what the teacher says. We're not sure if that's what happened, but when she went missing in February the first time, only to be brought back, then to go missing again in April, that it might have been the police who brought her back the first time, which if that's true, I don't know if you agree with me, it would be insanity that this girl was missing for a year and a half in the very place that she was likely brought back from prior.
Yeah, Ashley, this is the thing that kind of boggles my mind. And again, I don't want to be the hardcore, cold journalist that puts a microphone in the faces of the parents. But if your girl, if anyone understands that Lake Elsinore is 78 miles away from Hollywood, how at that age is she getting back and forth to go see this guy, David? Because the Ubers are going to be in the hundreds of dollars. So where was the money coming from?
Somebody was harboring her, and that is a good point. Oh, and thank you, M7666. Some of you guys don't know the story of Billy Falau. Billy Falau and Mary Kayla Turner. Mary Kayla Turner, who died a couple years ago of cancer, she was the teacher that groomed, how old was he? Like 11? She knew him from the 5th grade, and then she had like 2 children from her. This is a real thing. A real thing. Children get groomed all the time by teachers, by professionals, all the time. Yeah, very true. Thank you, M7, for mentioning Billy Falau. And by the way, Billy Falau, he has never been the same. He's talked about the trauma that being with Mary Kayla Turner has caused him. Even though out of respect for his own children and daughters, he has spoken out about it. Crazy.
How was she getting back and forth? And if she disappeared and came back, how are you as parents not sending her away to live with relatives? How are you not keeping a closer eye on her? How are you not asking the questions? Who's your boyfriend, David? Where did you go? What happened? Let's get to the bottom of this. Thank you for watching.
Let me ask you guys a question, because I just saw somebody, shout out to my beautiful, wonderful mod, Vicky. She said, missing 3 times and the police brought her back. Will forever look at the parents with a side eye. What are you supposed to do when kids keep running away? Where are you supposed to put them? What is the solution? Because you know what they did recently? Well, no, not recently. This was an issue that we were dealing with when I was working in CPS. They defunded a lot of the treatment centers, a lot of the places that, and I'm not saying that these are great, but where are you supposed to put kids that are not being safe in the community and that are running away from home? Where are they supposed to go? I'm talking about underage kids. I'm not talking about adults. What are you supposed to do with them? I'm not saying that, hey, lock them up or anything like that, but what are you supposed to do with children? That is a question that a lot of people don't want to have because they don't have an answer to. And systems don't have an answer to that. So if this child was running away 3 times and they're taking her back to her parents, which is all that they can do, honestly, unless mom puts hands on her and then she'll have a CPS case, she'll be in trouble. That's what happens a lot. What are you supposed to do to kids when they run away, when they're chronic runaways? You can't keep them tied in a basement. You can't. Send them to juvie, another facility that a lot of people don't want, that have been, there's a lot of facilities that have been closed. that are juvie like, that like are up in the mountains. That's the question that I have. What are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Take her phone and take the internet? That's going to stop the runaway? What if the issue's happening at home and they're running away from home? Put them in foster care. Do y'all see what I'm saying? It's like when you work in the system, you kind of understand that this is a cycle that just keeps happening, right? And I have no answers to it, but I've seen it all. I'm just telling y'all, no, I've seen it all. I've seen some really good parents go above and beyond to try to protect their kids, but they keep running away. It's a real thing. They'll get therapy, in-home services at home. They'll get therapists. They'll do what they have to do. They'll pay to put them out somewhere to figure out what is the problem. We'll get medication, whatever it may be, but they still run away. It's a cycle. It's a real thing. Mm-hmm. You said get them the chancla? Oh man, not la chancla. But it's a good question. I think that it's not an easy fix, if that makes sense. Now, hold up. Let me go to the next clip. What? A nail? You want a nail? All right. I want to go to this. Okay, give me 1 second. 1 second. I want to go to this real quick while I get something real quick for Baby Bunny. She's been waiting for something.
Earlier, I caught up with TMZ's executive producer, Charles.
Give commentary to this.
Here's our conversation about the case. I'm always curious when it comes to a vigil for someone who is a victim of a violent end. And for all we know, I don't know how Celeste died, but she was certainly treated horrendously in death. I always wonder if the killers show up at the vigils. Did you see or do you know of any evidence of police who were at that vigil, or maybe even undercover officers just watching to see who showed up?
There were police officers there, but as far as a presence that made you think they were watching, there wasn't anything obvious that I saw in the video, but they could have been there. And we know that that is an MO, that's not just something you see in movies and stuff. Like, it really does happen. So
Scott Peterson.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, the police detectives, I'm sure, I would think, are aware of that, and that maybe they did have people there. I mean, that's a really good point, Ashley, and maybe they did. But again, there's been not only no arrest, there's no named person of interest and no named suspect, which doesn't mean the police don't have a suspect.
Right.
This means they're
Close
not
to the vest.
Yeah.
We don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think just because they haven't shared, that's all it is. It's the slime. All right, my honey bear. Sorry about that. Turned status 1. Thank you for the $5. I think her mom and her friend asked him for money. You talk about David. That's why. When she talked about her parents, he says he'll take care of it. You're talking about in reference to that Discord message about the concert. I can't go to the concert, and he says we'll take care of it. I could say this. I don't know her parents well enough to say that it didn't happen. You know what I mean? I don't know any of that at all. There's a demon in my chat, just like BJ said. I gotta ban demons in my chat. That was funny. I think her mom and her, we just don't know well, right? What do you guys think about Turn Status 1's comment? I think her mom, maybe she did. I don't know the lady. You know, I don't know. What I do know is that she did file a police report of a missing person. That's what I do know. You know, what do you think? What do you guys think? You said it all comes out in the wash. I don't know. Nike, well, the transfer, it's funny because she posted, okay, if this is Celeste's account, right? There was a post out there and I said, yeah, she posted a picture of her receiving, you know, 9 G's from Apple Pay from David. If that is Celeste's account. I mean, this guy had money like that readily available. Imagine being 20 years old and having that much. I mean, how much is he worth? I think it was what, 2 million? Isn't that what we assessed? Isn't that what we assessed? You said they should have arrested him because her body was found in the car. In my opinion, why wait? They're questioning Benny and Selena. I don't know if they're questioning Benny and Selena. You said Discord is very dangerous. Yes, it is. Especially if they're brainwashing her from a young age. I could see him turning her against her family. Yeah, that's the grooming process, right? That's grooming. And I got to show you guys a comment. Y'all. Because I did take a screenshot. And typically I'm not one to like do this kind of like, I left the comment up, all right? Let me see. Somebody is blaming Celeste. It's her fault. It's Celeste's fault that, you know, she got herself in this situation, type of situation. And people, when they saw that comment, people started losing it. Oh, did I not take a screenshot? Okay. Well, anyways, so somebody in my comments was blaming Celeste about being in that situation. I don't know. No. I don't know how you, I don't know. I mean, if they were together, he was in his car. I'm assuming that there's something more to this. How do you blame a victim? How do you blame a child? How do you blame a child? I don't know. Children are not fast. You said stop with it already. Marsha P, that's what they said in my comments. I literally was like, I'm going to leave the comment there and allow people to just kind of respond to that and see what they say. Just say it. Okay.
That and that maybe they did have people there. I mean, that's a really good point, Ashley. And maybe they did. But again, there's been not only no arrest, there's no named person of interest and no named suspect, which doesn't mean the police don't have a suspect.
Right.
This means they're
Close
not
to the vest.
Yeah, they're just not willing to share it with us yet.
I'm looking at other things, and so are people online, and I know TMZ is as well. His posts are really starting to stand out. Like, he reposted someone who was cutting up meat and said, quote, "Me if I see her talk with other dudes." Now, he didn't write that, but he reposted it from someone else, and it clearly shows he would either cut up the person the girl was talking to or he'd cut up the girl. That was sent before, obviously, Celeste was found murdered. But then there's another one of him washing his sneakers that she'd been photographed in. These are all, again, by themselves.
Speculation. All of it is speculation at this point, you guys. We could say a whole lot of things, but it's all speculation. We don't have the facts when it comes to this. That's just the reality of it. It's a lot of speculation. I think, are we right to have a lot of speculation? Yeah, because you have a child that is in the trunk of a man's car. How did that happen? How did that happen?
Not much. Together, they're forming a picture.
Yeah, you know, we're talking today about the lyrics, and you know, we've talked about romantic homicide, and those images that you're just talking about, all sort of paint an image of an artist, right? Like, clearly, the best case scenario, you could look at that and say, this is just an image, a very macabre image he wanted to have out there for himself as an artist. But in light of what has happened now, it's impossible to not look at those things through a different lens. Now,
let me ask you guys a question. I did a very short video and some of you guys watched it. And he talked a lot about having this like imposter syndrome, right? I think I kept saying imposter syndrome. Sorry. And let me tell you guys something, like, that's something that it's a real thing, right? It's basically somebody who really struggles with, you know, appreciating the success that they have, or at least being able to view that as a success that they have, being able to really internalize and feel happy for themselves at that moment. And he did this video where he was praying about imposter syndrome in Christianity, and he kind of got into this thing, right? Now, in one, I'm thinking, like, what is it? Like in one space, he's over here doing these kinds of music videos, and, you know, in the back of my mind, you died, like that I'm like, huh? And then on the other side, he's praying about it. Now, I'm not saying that some of these rock stars and, you know, shock jock people aren't holy or anything like that. They probably got some religion, but there's some confusion there, right? I don't know. Like, I was thoroughly confused by one way. Yes, honey. Okay, you're going to have to give me a minute. One way he's doing one thing and the next minute he's doing something else. What do you guys think?
That's maybe unfair to him as far as legally speaking, because again, he's not a suspect. But when his car, at the very least, we can say his car is connected to this crime. And now you start looking at all these things. It's hard not to look at it and go, what's going on there?
It's uncomfortable. I mean, not only
very
that,
uncomfortable.
Charles, he is apparently, he'd been selling these blood spattered T-shirts.
Blood splattered shirts, yeah.
Yeah, a casket on the stage, part of the act. Then there's music video.
Well, I mean, the casket thing, I don't know. You said I don't know if he is. I don't know what. I don't think that's necessarily. We don't know. But there is one side where he's like very like, praise God, yada yada yada. Let me pray. Let's pray. Which is fine. Okay. But there's another side where it's like something else. I don't know. You said, I think it's a gimmick. You think it's a gimmick? A lot of artists, maybe it's just a persona, right? Like you have the artists that are, what's the word? Who is it? Doesn't Beyonce have like a different personality when she performs? There's these artists that tap into this different personality, right? So I do wonder about this. What personality was it? Did he have a different personality when he performed? Was it an alter ego? Where did this come from? Did it only come on stage in his music, or did it come outside of that?
With a body being put into a trunk. Again, none of it would stand up in a court of law, but looking at all of these things together, it does give you a picture of somebody whose mind works a little differently.
He definitely works a little differently. But on the other hand, you would say, I'm sure his attorney would say to you, that's his art, right? And you can't prosecute someone or arrest someone based on their art.
There's a bill out there that I'm pretty sure it's a thing where it's like allows people not to be prosecuted for like, I think it came from like the rap songs, especially like the rap songs where it talked about people, murdering other people or something like that, that there's some kind of protection. There's like an umbrella that exists, or a legislation or a law that allows artists not to be prosecuted for singing about things like that.
It's true. He hasn't been accused of anything. He hasn't been named as a person of interest in this particular case. It just happens to be that it's his car where the body was found, and it's his home that they raided. And that tells us a lot. Like even when Diddy was in limbo, we talked about the fact that they'd raided 2 of Diddy's homes. I think an arrest might be imminent. And what do you know? I do want to ask you, though, about the
comparison to Diddy. Lord have mercy. Okay.
Sales of his records and the streams. None of this has affected him in a bad way.
No.
I mean, as far as his music career goes, it sounds really weird and macabre to say, but it's helped.
Guys, his streaming, people have been streaming his music. Like, why do you think that is? Are y'all trying to listen to every little word to see what he says? To figure out, here's a message here and that and the other. His music records have spiked. He's been selling a lot.
It has helped put David on the radar screen of listeners around the country. His album just re-entered the Billboard 200, which is the album charts, and that would not have happened without all of this attention and people, listening to like, oh, who is David? And actually we do a lot of talkbacks with our affiliates around the country here, and I've had the question asked several times with people going like, I didn't know about this, didn't know about his music, and I've been listening to it now. And that's exactly what's happening. His streams, his song Romantic Homicide had its biggest week ever streaming on Spotify last week. So people are listening, they are checking out his music.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your...
Okay, be quiet. Thoughts? People are streaming? Is that like a thing or what? Like, is that normal? What do you guys think? Am I surprised? Probably not surprised at all, because people do be doing crazy stuff, like, I don't know. But why stream? Why are they purchasing his music or just, but he's still making money with the streaming, right? So this young guy right here was the one that did the video, one of the videos just recently about kind of his relationship with David and just meeting David and Celeste.
Line chat. I'm telling you. So I remember there was this party. It was probably like beginning of this year in LA, It went to
like February, kind of.
Yeah, like February. A homie, I'm not gonna say his name, but he had invited us because he knew some people there. And he does like
some crypto, some big
like some crypto
millionaires.
Shit, bro. Yeah, so like he was there, but he had like his own little crew, you know, like he had people with him. He kind of just minded his business, but he was with a girl, bro. But she had a hoodie on, so I couldn't really tell who it was. Like,
but now we're looking back and we realized that he was with the girl.
It could be that. I don't know. It could be someone else though.
Probably. But she did look like little and shit.
Yeah, she did. Like what I wonder all the time is like, how did he bring that girl around his homies and like around? Like I seen like clips of him around streamers,
like
and
Jason the Weed.
Yes, bro. Like how is you not noticing that he's with a little ass girl?
Yeah. Didn't during that time that wasn't even like it wasn't even out.
No, it wasn't. She was. I think she was missing maybe at the time, but she was alive, obviously. No one knew about her. But like, bro, you can tell when a girl looks like she's 12 or 13.
That's what she was doing.
And
she was literally there.
If just by her appearance isn't enough, bro, if you have a conversation with a little ass person, you know, you could tell that they're a little kid, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all seen that David thing online chat?
Could you tell that she was a little girl? That's the thing. Like, the people that were around him didn't stop it. That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's not just a one person or two person. People could have said something.
Everybody starts scrolling.
People could have said different things, spoken out, law enforcement authorities. He's a celebrity. He has a lot to lose, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? Oh my goodness. Hold up. Let me shout out Candalee. Thank you so much for being a member for 27 months. Grandma Sherry has been a member for 29. Thank you, guys. Thank you. M7, thank you for all that you do for us. You are a better part of my life. Well, thank you, M7. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. I think more than him, you hold up. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read this comment. I think more than him took advantage of this little girl. I think maybe people around him knew. You cannot assume a person's age. I know many people who look like they are teenagers and they're beyond their years. That's true. So he carried if it's found, listen, the investigation is still ongoing. Based on what was seen, it sounds like he carried on a friendship or something with this young child or whatever it was. Okay. They were on streams together. We saw them together. Okay. She was telling him, delete this. And they would delete things. So people lie about their age all the time. Absolutely. But then what duty does a person have to like make sure that they check? I don't know. She looks very young. Yeah. Do you guys feel like in the chat, that she's been gone for a while? I go back to SF Investigates post. How long do you guys think she's like that she just died? If you were to estimate, I feel like she's probably been gone for maybe a month or two, guys. And then maybe she was kept somewhere. Just a thought.
Bro, it's a new video on David. And I'm just about to tell y'all right now, this man clearly wants to go to jail. Gang, why do you have so many songs about people dying in cars? Like
not people dying in cars. Y'all see that?
You don't even help your own situation, bro. Like, this is an unreleased song, by the way. Why do you keep making music pointing out to crimes that you have done or allegedly being accused of doing? Generally, what's wrong with this dude, bro? Jesus Christ. I've never seen, bro, I swear to God, I've never seen somebody make so many songs and do so many videos of themselves self-incriminating. Like, oh my God. Again, I comprise all evidence of bruh in the link in the bio for people.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, it's all his evidence. It's all, and there's been so many TikTok compilations, guys, people reporting different things and whatnot. Y'all let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Keep spamming Epstein. That was Celeste. They admit that. And police have confirmed that the body in the vehicle is Celeste. They then went to say that they always thought Celeste was 19 years old. They never thought that she was the missing girl because they don't live in California. Didn't even know she was missing in the first place. That every time people would spam or say her full government name in the chat, they never thought nothing of it because the chat be going by so fast. That they don't condone his actions or him lying to the chat about what her real age was, and that they're disassociating themselves with him. So now the Discord has confirmed that that is Celeste that has been missing, that was found in the vehicle from police confirming
Crazy.
that was her and her mom. So any way you cut this, bro, is cooked. I ain't gonna lie to you. He is completely deep fried. Then, bro, try to get a new Celeste.
Well, okay. The other side to this too, and I know y'all go and drag me in the chat because you've done it before. Shout out to you guys. All right. I love y'all, but he could have been set up too. I'm just saying, you know, like it still looks like he was talking to a minor, but could he have been set up? Could somebody have done this for? I don't know, man. How stupid would you be to do all this? And then to have, like, how stupid? Anything is possible, y'all. No charging documents yet.
It's like, come on, bro. Jesus. I'm gonna say alleged for purposes, but that's crazy, bro. Rest in peace to that young girl.
This is everything we know about the David situation
Crazy.
compiled into one video. So the music video for his song Romantic Homicide was posted on the birthday of the girl that was found in his car. Which, speaking of that girl and his music videos, he has used a girl in his videos that looks suspiciously similar to the girl that was found in his car. David also...
Why did he use... Maybe this is just the kind of model that he liked.
has a leaked song called Celeste where he talks about being obsessed with the girl called Celeste. The girl found in David's Tesla was named, you guessed it, Celeste. There are also different photos that are released of David in person with this Celeste girl, you know, the one that was found in his car. The mom of the Celeste girl said that she was dating a guy named David before she went missing. David and the girl that was found in his car both share a matching tattoo on the same finger. There are also pictures coming out allegedly showing David.
I mean, this guy's not telling us anything new that we don't already know. Jeez, let's go.
Recorded an unreleased track naming Celeste. David's bizarre reposts have been going viral, and people also pointed out his strange obsession with Hello Kitty, considering the last time she was seen before going missing, she was wearing Hello Kitty sandals. Videos have also been going viral showing him holding mock funerals at his recent concerts. Police have finally begun investigating him and searched the home in the neighborhood where the Tesla was abandoned. The home is being rented out to David's manager, and detectives could be seen walking out with a computer and several bags of evidence. It's not looking good for him. Crocs and Hollister quickly dropped their brand deals, and Kali Uchis is pulling her song with him. We'll see how it plays out, but
Hold
David
up.
is looking cooked.
Oh yeah, so David is
Okay,
good.
anyways, let me stop. He keeps saying that. Look, Men's Journal. David gets some good news amid murder investigation. I'm sure it's about his record sales. I don't think that this is like, I don't know how this is good, but that people keep streaming the same song and that his sales are like up on there. His streams have surged. That's the good news that he got. This can't be good at all. It's like it's the creepy music video. Like what? Dragging. David released creepy music video dragging body to car trunk months before teen was found. Yes, we know about this. We've seen this. It's a very graphic video. We saw this piece. All this ads. A coincidence? What about that second body? That's the question that we have. It's a lot to this, guys. He hasn't made a statement because it wouldn't be smart to talk right now because people have said, why hasn't he talked? I don't think, like, what is it that you want him to say? I know, right? You said they're streaming it, not just reading the lyrics. It's up to 5 cents per stream. Oh, you didn't know about that. There's a second body that was found on the same day that Celeste was found, but apparently it's not connected to David. If he is charged, then everyone should be charged as an accessory to a crime. There you go. I agree. Chemo says that is what the people want to see nowadays. That is what entertains the masses, the younger masses, people in this type of ish. No. Red Bunny, you think that David is innocent? Somebody think, well, We don't even know what he's been charged yet, guys. He said the funeral was to end the alter ego. So he was going to bury himself? Yes, there's videos out there of him. I'm not like, people cry all the time, y'all. I cry all the time. You know, I mean, some don't sound right about the situation. What? I know. Sorry, y'all. I heard his music escalated 64% since it came out. People want to know a little bit more about him. I think that there's a lot of like intrigue behind this. There's a lot of people covering this now. Y'all remember when it was like first came out, there wasn't a lot. And then after finding out the mystery of this, it's like people just want to know what happened. You said, why would they listen to music playing out in real life? Diddy's music didn't blow up during or after prosecution. R. Kelly either. So what makes this guy any better than them? I wouldn't necessarily say it didn't blow up. I think this music still gets streamed. Were there cancellations of things? Sure, but the music is still people are still streaming the music. At the end of the day, guys, like, we have to find out. He has not been formally charged, y'all. He has not been formally charged. So we have to find out like what's next here, right? So until we get more information, which I honestly think might be coming here pretty soon. Oh man. For those that don't know what a frunk is, look at this. Look at how small. First of all, I didn't even know that Teslas had two trunks. The front is the front trunk. Look at how small that thing is. Now, she was weighing 71 pounds at the time of her death. That's what it sounds like. Look at how small that is. You can't even, somebody said in my comments that you could fill like a tote bag in there or something. Why isn't the charges with harboring a minor? This is Envy. This is a fantastic question because people knew. Not only him, but everybody else. What about what about that Josh Marshall guy? Why not charge him too with harboring a minor? Why not charge all the people that were around? How the hell you renting a house for somebody, put it under your name and not know what the hell is going on in and out of there? Yeah, 71 pounds what was left of her remains. Trippy dead, you're right. Not good. Not good at all. We're doing a muscle. Baby Bunny's doing her muscles. You can fit a body in a suitcase. Yes, I've seen murders like that too. We've covered them here. Abraham, it says, listen to the dumbest car to commit a murder is a Tesla with more cameras than a neighborhood. I know, right? But they have to kind of be paying for the service. You know? Yeah, the missing poster. Thank you for saying this. She said she weighed 120 pounds, but she was actually 71 pounds when she found. Yeah, Baby Bunny's doing the muscle thing. She's flexing on us. She's got this thing going on. I don't know what it is. This is sad. And then when I see this picture of her, I'm just like, my goodness, she looks like my little niece. I'm like, oh my God, it's just so sad to see this way. Seeing these pictures of her is just crazy to me. Hold up. Let me look at David. Oh, sorry, this post was removed by the subreddit. So there's subreddits of David in here. Let's see. David case discussion. There hasn't been any other news. But I have a feeling they're going to come out. Something's going to happen this week. There's going to have to be something. Oh, my chat. Where'd it go? Oh, there you go. She want to square up. Yes, she does. She want to square up. Definitely knew her age. If he had been with her for that long, you don't think he knew? Definitely knew. Anime, definitely knew. He had to have known. There has to be more way people involved. Yeah, more way. I don't think that this was something that he did by himself. If he did this, I think maybe I should do a poll. You guys could tell me what you guys think in the comments about this. There's got to be more people involved. Let's do a poll. In your opinion, do you believe more people are involved in this crime? Yes. At least 2. No. Just David. Or unsure. Go vote. No. No, I'm fine. Thank you, my honey. No. Silly girl. I don't know, man. Let me see what you guys are saying. 94 votes. Look at it. Y'all are thinking the same way I'm thinking. At least 2 people involved in this crime. At least 2 people. At least enough to give them an alibi. You're thinking the bodyguard and the manager? You think it was a setup, Lilo? People have said that they thought it was a setup. I'm not sure more. The question is who? Somebody had to have been driving the car. Somebody did something. Look at this. Court TV have social media sleuths unfairly convicted David. Oh, all right. I'm curious to see what they have to say about this. Hold up. Let's skip to the intro here.
Now, the 20-year-old singer went from recording songs in his sister's closet to grabbing millions of followers on social media. But now he's finding himself at the center of far more serious circumstances after the body of a missing 15-year-old girl was found in the trunk of his Tesla. As the investigation continues, his remaining tour dates in the U.S. and Europe have been removed from ticketing websites. Now, earlier this month, the decomposing body of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez was located inside of a Tesla registered to the singer in Los Angeles. It was discovered after somebody noticed a foul stench coming from that impounded vehicle. Now, police have not said that Davis is in any way connected to Rivas's death at this point in time. But that certainly hasn't stopped the mass speculation going on internet chat rooms. So,
internet chat rooms. Please note that there are some outlets like Muse Nation that are actually using some of this internet chat rooms to talk about what's happening, what's said, if anything is connected. Okay, I'm just saying.
Have social media sleuths unfairly convicted David? Let's talk about it. Let's bring back in our legal ego.
I don't think we can convict anybody. Can we convict anybody? I don't. I mean, court of public opinion, I guess, if you consider that a conviction.
Goes Mario Gallucci and Matt Timpanic, and welcome in entertainment commentator Holland Reed. All right, so Holland, let me start with you here. The social media world is buzzing about this case with this performer who started on TikTok. For anybody who's unfamiliar with him, like I admittedly was, it was TikTok where he really started gaining a following. And then from there, I had one big hit that we know of that went mainstream and got radio play. So a lot of young people very familiar and doing a lot of speculating. Holland, is it too much? Has it been a conviction already in the court of public opinion, do you think?
Oh,
I don't know if it's too much or a conviction, but the timeline is just not adding up. And there is a lot of, I would say, my armchair detectives out there, like, as am I, that are just, something's not adding up here.
Thank you. That's all. It's a lot. Something's not adding up. And the reason this is trending is because social media made it trend, right?
It's just a bizarre and really, really disturbing case. One of his songs, ironically, that it was a big hit is called Romantic Homicide. And so that's got people in a buzz. We've got the timeline of, yes, she did go missing in April of 2024. Her remains not being found until almost a year and a half later, him reporting the car. And then I think more so, if we knew the timeline or how long the body had been decomposing, it will start to put those pieces of the puzzle together for a lot of people. But it just doesn't seem to make sense. We know that allegedly the mother of Celeste said that she had a boyfriend named David. We know that they said that they had matching tattoos, shush, on their index finger. He posted about a girl named Celeste. There's a lot of things going on there.
And a lot of this was put out by TMZ before a lot of us even saw it. Who talked to the mom? It was TMZ. Thank you so much for this $9.99. Somebody mentioned that her sister was pimping her out. If that's the case, who's to say this couldn't have been a John? And what if she was driving the Tesla despite her age? I'm just thinking out loud. Anything is, like I said, anything is possible. People have said different things. I just don't know. We don't know. We don't have anything. People have said that the parents have been paid off. Could be. I don't know. I don't know them well enough. I just know that every situation in the family is a little bit different. People have said, I don't know about pimping around and John. I mean, somebody was harboring this runaway. Somebody kept her. If she had been gone for a year and there was a missing person for a year, yeah, somebody was keeping her. Anything is possible. We just don't have enough information, you know? I don't know. I've never driven a Tesla. I don't know what it's like to drive a Tesla, but I would imagine she doesn't have a license, right? So the risk of being pulled over would be huge. Why would she drive a Tesla? Why? If she's trying to, let me tell you something. From what I've known, kids that stay on the run, they stay on the run. They don't do things to get caught up, right? So even though there might be times where they might have to drive a car, they don't typically have a driver's license, right? So to me, that would be like an easy target. You're driving a Tesla. You can get pulled over. Does she know how to drive? I don't know. It's a lot of questions, a lot of speculations, like I said, but not enough answers to even give a definitive answer to that.
There's a connection between the both of them. Whether or not that involves a homicide or a dismembered body in the back of his Tesla that he had something to do with, that remains to be seen.
Right, Holland. Great points there about how, there are facts that have a lot of people saying, well, wait a second, is this not a random coincidence or something caused by someone else, perhaps because of these connections that you just pointed out? Mario, what?
Yeah, Teslas do drive themselves, don't they? Listen, I don't know about you guys, but so if they drive themselves, she was driving it, but who was moving around after she was killed? This is what I'm saying is like, now we're just like, there's just so many unanswered questions. When did she drive the car? Clearly before she died, right? If she did. To where? Where was she going? Was she going back to that property? Was she staying at that property? Was she moving the car? How did she find herself in the situation to where, now she's no longer here?
You think, doing criminal defense work, primarily, for many years in federal and state court, does this concern you that the sleuths take over a lot of cases before there are even charges?
So Matthew hit on this in your last segment. Social media has really, really taken over these cases. I mean, they get out on TikTok, they go on Facebook, they go on Instagram, and they post things that maybe are not true, or they are true, or they're lies. And you got to be really, really careful and sensitive to it, especially during jury selection. I mean, you really have to attack the social media aspects. I've had it in many of my high-profile cases where the social media just gets out of control. And people.
That's what the lawyer is saying. I think he's a lawyer. Damn, why do we always get blamed? I know social media does the most, but come on.
People come up with convictions before there's even any evidence. There's no evidence that this young man.
You got to ask yourselves, why do people come to social media before going to mainstream media? Why do people go to social media before mainstream? Ask yourselves that question.
Has done anything wrong? Nothing wrong. He's, from what I understand, he's fully cooperating with the police. I haven't seen that anyway on social media. There was a search warrant executed at his house. I haven't seen anything about that on social media, that they recovered anything or they didn't recover anything. So you really have to be attuned to what's going on in social media as a criminal defense attorney, more so now than ever before.
Yeah, most definitely, Mario. This young lady, 15 years old, was 14 at the time she disappeared. We know she was 5'1", had wavy black hair. She had that tattoo on her right index finger that Holland mentioned, the tattoo that you could see when she would hold the finger up.
As graphic as your comment sounds, Jay, I mean, if this body was there, as SF Investigates had posted, which I kind of feel like there's some merit to this. If she died months ago, okay, he was driving around. Who was driving around with this? Like, I'm so confused by this. Somebody knew something was up. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, look at this shit. Hold up, y'all. Remember when I told you guys about this dismemberment thing? Look what SF just said. I don't have any official information on this, but I do not personally agree with the dismemberment narrative that is circulated in the case of hashtag Celeste Rivas Hernandez. When authorities first released a description of the body found in the Tesla, he was described as having wavy black hair, being 5 feet 2 inches tall, weighing 71 pounds, wearing a tube top, black leggings, a yellow metal bracelet, and metal stud earrings. There was no mention of a distinct tattoo on the There was also mention, of a distinct tattoo on the finger. From that description, they clearly knew the height and note, clothing, and jewelry, which suggests the limbs were present. I don't believe they were describing, oh my gosh, which occurred later in the stage of decomposition. I don't believe they were describing what is it called? Articulation, which occurs later in the stages of decomposition when the connective tissue decays and the limbs naturally detach. The body parts are still there. They're just no longer connected. I suspect this is the case and not dismemberment. But then there's articles. No, but it's not just TMZ. There was another article that I was tagged. Hold up. Some of y'all tagged me on this article. I'm going to pull it because BJ had posted it, right? Hold up. Here it is. Rivas' remains, described by authorities as a head and torso found inside of a bag, were discovered in the trunk of a Tesla impound. And maybe that's what they described. It doesn't mean that they were dismembered. According to the outlet, police said that the teen's head and torso were found inside of the bag, found in a bag inside the front trunk of a Tesla that had been in the yard for 5 days. So was she dismembered or not? I don't know, man. It is absolutely horrible. But you guys saw the picture of that trunk. That thing is small, right? Well, it doesn't say that the rest of her, they just said that the head and the torso. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. It's so much to this. I agree with the disarticulation. Is that what it's called? 71 pounds. 71 pounds. You said I agree with the disarticulation. If it has been months or not days, maybe she's been gone for days or months months. Oh, really? You said Ashley Banfield was talking about the inconsistencies from what the authorities have discussed in when they found the body. She said that they have said different things. I just want to make sure I'm not being gaslit by the major media outlets. Obsidian, shout out to Obsidian if you're in the chat, said in my chat the other day that the dismemberment thing was something that there hasn't been anything confirmed, even though they said head and torso. I don't know. That's what I'm waiting. We're waiting for more information. Regina, thank you so much for this $5. Tesla has multiple cameras and records everything. They know by now who was driving the car. In my opinion, the car will tell the perp if it hasn't already. Regina, isn't the camera a paid service though? What if they're not paying for the service? So we would have to depend on the camera, right? Like, what if the camera is not a paid service? Thank you, Pika. Appreciate it. Thank you. I still have to do a eyeliner tutorial. I just haven't done it. This is an ongoing investigation. Law enforcement is not going to release everything. No, they're not. Was she found dismembered? But this, like I said, this is the third person. SF is the third person that I've talked to who said, I don't think I think the dismemberment is misinformation. You have to manually deactivate the cameras. Hold up. Sorry, I clicked the wrong comment. In the Tesla. So unless someone did that, they would have tons of data. It's a lot of speculation. Did you see that David was viewing the coverage of this? He was spotted by a creator in his viewer list. His official account watching the coverage of this. Planet Luna. What do you mean? So he's like, I know he's like, I wouldn't be surprised if he's watching YouTube or a lot of the creators out there to figure the TikTokers, they want to know. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Different sources are saying different things, y'all. That's what I thought, Lady Libra, that Tesla doesn't automatically record. They have to, like, you have to pay for the subscription. I don't know, man. I've never had a Tesla, so you guys let me know. See? They work with the subscription. Oh my gosh. External cameras download on USB. He's been on Fortnite. Guys, I don't know. This is interesting. Okay, I'm sorry. And let me go back to the commentary. The lawyer is mad at us.
It was on like the inside of it. And apparently David has the same tattoo on the same finger. Could be coincidence. The medical examiner did speak to Court TV. Here's a look at part of that interview. Here we go. Oh, I thought I was playing a clip. I apologize. We've got a quote issued to Court TV. So it says the decedent was found severely decomposed inside of a vehicle on September the 8th. She appears to have been deceased inside of the vehicle for an extended period of time before being found. And that would be consistent with her being reported missing over a year ago. This child has been missing for a long time. So she's still a child. David is 20 years old. And so there's a question of whether there was an inappropriate relationship going on at the time. Matt Timpanic, let me talk to you. You do criminal defense work as well, having been a prosecutor. Tell me, is there a concern with the speculation about whether there was anything romantic going on with the two of them as perhaps being prejudicial? If down the line, let's say there are charges filed here, we can't unring the bell if there's a lot of bad stuff going on. Tell me your thoughts on this and how also you may advise him. We know he's cooperating right now. Your thoughts, please, Matt.
One of the things that's to consider is whether or not, I believe it's California, has Romeo and Juliet laws. I think she was, 15, and he was 20 at the time. Well, when did their relationship start? Did it start when he was...
I was waiting for somebody to say Romeo and Juliet.
You need to find evidence. Because remember, this would be a criminal case. It needs to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. So if you're the prosecution, you need to button this up big time, because this individual is going to have access to highly priced attorneys who are going to rip everything apart. So you need to not try this case on social media and allow other people to basically convince you to file charges, but you got to do it based.
Why do I feel like they keep yelling at us? Like, what are we talking about? Why are y'all yelling at us?
on the evidence. And if you're a defense attorney, you need to make sure it's like, if you have something, don't say anything whatsoever. If they can get something on you, don't say anything. You can be cooperative, but don't be too cooperative, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. I love your analysis, Matt. Thank you. So we know for this guy, David Burke, which is his real name, this was a rapid rise to fame. So he had a number 4 hit on the Hot Rock and Alternative charts in 2022. That was the song Holland mentioned, Romantic Homicide. It was released 2 years before this young lady, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, went missing.
All right, let me I don't know why this is like too much. Let's keep
Just
going.
talking with the Associated Press about that social media following.
I wasn't shaped by my environment whatsoever. It was mostly just, I was such an internet kid. The internet is really what I claim as my home. Like, if you ask me where I'm from, I say the internet. Because I was just
If you ask me where I'm from, I say the internet. Oh,
online
Lord.
every day,
Oh,
doing my
Lord.
schoolwork, making songs, making a video, being a YouTuber, content creator, posting TikToks, posting on Instagram. Like, that's really my neighborhood was Instagram, and the society was the internet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very appreciative and grateful for the art that comes out of Houston and the art that comes out of New York, but it hasn't shaped my artistry at all.
So if David Burke does become defendant, David, how might his fame factor into the trial? Holland Reed, I want to go back to you on this, please.
I mean, it's gonna factor a great deal, Julie. We know that these high-profile celebrity cases, everyone, like you said, the media is running rampant with this. There's so many questions, and that's why there's so much intrigue about it. He is such a young and rising star, which makes this even more.
Wait, does that make the millennials VHS kids? If they're internet kids, are we VHS kids? Put it that way.
I think bizarre. He was someone that was known to be, like he said, from the internet. He is that generation. But what makes it really interesting about what he said is that, nothing changed for him. Nothing changed for him. Well, this is going to be something that changes everything. He is now going to be, like you said, suspect number 1 in this case. And because he is so famous, people are going to follow it nonstop until they get their answers, which puts him in another category where you're not from the internet. You are from the world of public judgment and a trial by publicity. I'm sorry, trial by media.
Yeah, isn't that so true, Holland? And we know that other people were said to have used that car. It wasn't just being used by him, other folks as well. So want to point that out. Matt Timpanic, would you take us home on this point about the fame factoring in? Oh, I'm being told we don't have Matt's signal, and that is okay because we're out of time anyways. Mario's sticking around. He's able to come with us for some more.
Let me stop. Anyways, that was Court TV. Y'all let me know what you guys think in the comments. Shout out to the Oregon Trail kids. That would be us. The VHS kids. That would be us. The, what else? What else? The after school special kids. That would be us. I do wonder what this younger generation is going to be. The go home when the street lights turn on kids, that would be us. You go home when the street lights turn on, that would be us. That would be our generation right there. I said Oregon Trail. The Latchkey kids, shout out to everybody. The DARE kids, the drug abuse resistance education kids, the Blockbuster kids, the LimeWire kids, the Power Ranger kids, the Walkman kids, the PBS kids. All right, I got to go. I will see you guys on the next one. Of course, if more information comes out, we're going to go live right away. Shout out to everybody. Guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I mean, there's just different information. I guess we'll find out what's going to happen. What is going to happen? Is there going to be an arrest? And is there more people involved? That's the question that I have. Because I don't think if he did this crime, he did it by himself. No, not at all. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.